Hello. Who do I have the
Afternoon.
good afternoon? Who do I have the courtesy of speaking to right now?
Jean Nelson.
Okay. Jean, first could you tell me your football background? You are with the JFF, Jamaica Football Federation, correct?
Yes, I am.
And
Presently.
and what's your present title?
Women's team manager. Reason being, I not only manage the Reggae Girlz, but I also manage some of the youth teams. So, I've managed the Beach Girls team, under 17, under 20, and under 15 at some point.
So wait, you get all that job description on one assignment. Did you? Which one did you get first? Which one of the assignment did you get first?
Well, going way back, I did, going way back in 1995 in Montreal, Canada, I did the senior women's first.
And then, how you
Then,
progress?
2009 when I came back to the JFF and the Women's Committee and also managing the under 20 and the under 17. And then 2015 the senior women's again. And presently.
Okay, so you start with the women's and you went into the youth, and then you in 2017 you were brought back for the Reggae Girlz.
Yes, because when I came back in 2009 they didn't have the senior team that year. So it was just the junior team.
When you say came back in 2009, did you leave or did you leave the JFF?
When I was part of the process women's football in Jamaica. We had Andrea Lewis, which was before me, that had the Jamaica Women's Football Association. That time we weren't affiliated to the JFS, but it was an independent association. And then it became defunct, and I took up the mantle, so to speak. It became organized, and so I was elected the president of Jamaica Women's Football Association in 1989. And then we were having the first CONCACAF tournament to be held in Haiti in 1991. So that's where it all started.
Okay, so we'll just fast forward now for the exciting part. 2017, you say you were recalled as the manager of the Reggae Girlz?
Yes.
Is that with the new administration that came in on that time with Mr. Ricketts and Mr. Wint?
No, when I said I managed in 2015 also under Captain Burrell.
Okay. So you were there when Mr. Ricketts came in then?
Yes, I was.
Okay. I think in speaking to you earlier, you mentioned the fact that you were, is that the first president of the JFF, or could you clarify, please?
No, as I said earlier, we had Andrea Lewis,
Okay.
who was an ardent soccer player, and she started the Women's Football Association, but it was a formalized, and then it became defunct. So I was introduced to Winston Chung for both of us went to meet with her, and then after she said, well, she gave us her blessings, and I can decide what I wanted to do. So I actually took up the mantle from there, and then we started the galvanized interest around women's football, went down to Boylstone Wildcats Football Club, and started, so till we end up having the league and all of that. So it started from there.
Okay, the Reggae Girlz journey now. You were there for the qualifying and stuff. Did you? What was the vision as the manager? Your function is to keep the camp tight, comfortable. So how was that? How was that part? And how did you see the light at the end of the tunnel? I know you're not on the field of play, but did you have faith? Did you see anything that make you feel?
Yeah, well, being a kingdom person, same year when we were going to have the qualifiers before we go to Haiti for that first tournament, I really started to pray, because one night late in my living room, you know, I made prostrate before the Lord, and I said to him, he they not qualified teams for the World Cup, manage teams to the World Cup. And if I am a woman of God and I'm a child of God, can you honor me by letting this happen? So faith without works is dead, so I never just say that to him, but I actually started praying about it and asking other persons to pray as well. And this was like February, and the tournament was going to be.
Okay, and I guess the tournament went well.
Yes, we went over there and against all odds. We drew with Haiti 2-all, and by virtue of that, we had a better goal difference and went on to the next round, which we had a tournament right here in Kingston, Jamaica. We also won and then went on to Texas, where the qualifying for the World Cup took place.
Were you picking up players within there, or just one squad was going all the way?
No, you know, the squad that went to Haiti, we had quite a few local players. But by the time we reached Jamaica, of course, we had incorporated overseas players. So some persons, if you find the whole journey started but didn't finish, but they were recognized, thank God, by the JFF by giving them some stipend when we qualified out of the money that we got.
Okay, now qualification.
Every leg was different. So even in Jamaica where we had that tournament, there are players that was there that was not in Texas, and there are also players that were in Texas that weren't at the World Cup.
Okay, and do you have any, I know is that totally a coach's decision? They consult you at all, or that's strictly the coach's decision?
What I always tell people now, in terms of those selecting players, I usually advise them when they get the list from the coaches, but I'm not a technical person, so no, I'm not involved in selecting. I do the managerial stuff that is off the field.
I was in sync from going into the farewell against Panama. So how was your anticipation? I guess that was the first World Cup for you, or you've been to a World Cup before, men's or women's?
Well, in 1998, I went to the Reggae Boyz when they qualified for the World Cup in France. I didn't go with the JFF. I spent my own money and went there, just for support. And also, my mother was living in England at the time, so I saw the opportunity, to do two things at the same time. So basically, I went over to France, spent some time, and then went back to spend time with my mother in Huddersfield, England.
Oh, okay. So now, besides Evans, I have another unique person who can give me the atmosphere. But let's deal with the Reggae Girlz first again. So you qualified, your prayer was answered. Now you get to the tournament. What type of preparation you did, with the team and stuff? Did you have a psychologist?
No. Well, I'm sort of the person that will encourage the girls, and they will come to me one away if they have problems, and I'll encourage them, pray, and so on. So we didn't have the psychologist per se. I know that is one of the things that is lacking in sport. Trying to go forward, we are thinking of that. It was a sojourn. We had preparation where we have camps. It was hard to get all the players together at once, because you appreciate that some players attend college. We had few persons like Giselle and Jody that were in high school, and some were playing professionally. So it was kind of hard to get everybody at the same time. But we did put things in place, the JFF and the coaching staff and managerial staff. And so we had camps. We played Chile earlier in 2019 prior to the World Cup. We also went to South Africa, Durban, South Africa, to play them in April. And then we had a hectic schedule in May. So they have the team had a camp here, and we play our last game against Panama May 19th. And then we depart May 20th on a sojourn. So to speak, we went to Miami. The Jamaican High Commission over there hosted us, and we also played a practice game there. Then we depart Florida, where we went to Scotland. And then after Scotland, we went back to London. Then we went to Lyon in France for the pre-tournament camp. And then we depart Lyon on June 5 for the actual World Cup. And we were in Grenoble for the first game.
The hype towards the World Cup, as it get closer, what was it like? as the date got closer to the June?
Wow. It was hard for the players, I believe, honestly looking back in hindsight, because, you know, people affiliate themselves with successful people. So when you are successful, you know, everybody will come around and thing. And so it was hard for the girls, I must say, especially when we have the camps in Jamaica, because, you know, all the media, all the sponsors, everybody wants, and it was difficult for them at times, with the schedule and trying to facilitate everyone. We had a celebration that the Honorable Minister, Olivia Magic Range, had for us in December prior, the same year when we qualified. And then, but when we had the camps, we were constantly bombarded, and I think probably if, you know, we were to go that route again, we'd have to seriously sit down and plan the schedule, you know, in a different way.
Well, we'll have to chalk that one up to experience. So you get to the Brazil game. If I remember correctly, I don't know if you could recall, going into that game, that prior to the game, pre-game, it was raining really heavily.
Yes, we're used to those conditions in Jamaica, like with rain, so it was not on the way how, I mean, those fields, I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, the precision that these guys, when they're even cutting the grass, that they take, and the pride, it's I can't compare it to anything else. And so they would have had the draining system and so on. So it wouldn't affect anything much, you know. We have challenges, of course, like the food, going there, you know, the Caribbean, we are used to eating a certain way. We like spicy food. In France, it's different. So arrangements were made, and we had two chefs that came from London and came to our hotel, and we had to be having meetings with the hotel staff to facilitate, and then so we had that. So that was very helpful, you know. Can you imagine, because a lot of Jamaicans, as you might know, love Brazil, love the Brazilians, whether male or female. So of course, playing them is almost like playing, when we went to South Africa, we were saying that is the motherland. So of course, there are high expectations, and the Brazilians, even when we were at the draw before the World Cup, they wanted to come to Jamaica and play us. And unfortunately, because we were in the same group, that could not have happened. So of course, you know, going into the game, it was something else. You know, the crowd and the excitement. Even before the games, a lot of Jamaicans came over, and they were at the hotel a lot, and we have to be, you know, trying to tell them, so the girls have to go and rest and all of that. So, you know, it was overwhelming at times. So when we reached the stadium, it was a frenzy, you know. Yeah.
Well, what I would say to you is welcome to the World Cup. What was the moral like after the game?
It was good enough. I think Marta from Brazil, she didn't play in that game, but she came into our changing room in the locker room, and she was saying that she loved Jamaica, and she was encouraging the girl, and that was a good feeling, because a lot of the girls opined that they have never met her. So actually have her in the locker room and everybody taking photos and all of that, that was a wow moment.
That's it from you as behind the scenes here. The disappointment, the surprise, the everything for Jamaica Reggae Girlz at this World Cup. Italy. Now, remember, you were moving from Grenoble to Reims, right? Because of that performance we're going to talk about now, was there anything when you guys were relocating? I know that you didn't have the experience, but I'm trying to determine why that performance was so flat. Anything you could attribute to the adaptation to Reims? You know, what happened in that transition from Grenoble to Reims? And the performance?
I really can't say there was anything amiss, because the way F.I.F.A planned it, you know, months ahead in advance, exactly the flight time, everything. So everything was set in terms of timing and all of that. We had a smooth transition going to the hotel. As a matter of fact, we had our ambassador, Fidel Amali, and her team there, and we have a lot of Jamaicans that came, you know. So sometimes in a day, you probably start bad in a game, and you never know, and then it ends up a certain way, and then give the same team probably on another day a different result. So I really can't pinpoint something to say this was it that caused that the scoreline, you know. The girls, of course, and everybody were disappointed, but then we have to say, oh, at least, you know, let's try again in the last game, at least score goals, see if we can get a draw or win or whatever. So.
In review now, in hindsight, you're going back what it looked like was home in France because you're back to Grenoble. So it must have been a little more comfortable going back to Grenoble and was better. So
Yes. Yes.
so did you anticipate it will
Yes,
because as I mentioned to you before.
our president, JFF board members, was really giving their support and telling the girls that we are there for you. The ambassador, Fidel Amali, the minister of sports, he came to the hotel when we were in Reims and met with us, and so we were getting the support. You're on the world stage, and these teams, based on the ranking, we were the lowest ranked team and all of that. So it wasn't going to be easy, but I think they did their best.
Yeah, because that performance against Australia, it was a little more spirited, and then you did come up with a big goal at the end.
Yes, or in England, all over Europe came and they supported us in various ways, in tangible ways, giving their love. Even when we had the pre-tournament camp, they came over, the carried notice. So we had support all around, I must say, and thanks to them, all on board, and, all the Jamaicans from all over, and even other Caribbean nations that wish us well. That was good. I mean, even at the hotel, and they came and, they really came to our hotel and tried to lend some support.
So
out of the World Cup, of course, we had, of course, in France, Khadija signed her contract there for Bordeaux, where she's now at, and some other
so
players.
what's the club? What's the name of the club?
I don't know if I can pronounce it well, but it's Bordeaux, Bordeaux.
Well, I just wanted the name of the club. I wanted the public to hear the name of the club she signed with. Okay.
F.I.F.A in France.
Okay. So seeing that now you had the Women's World Cup under your belt, and you attended the Reggae Boyz game. The second one you worked. The first one you were just there to be entertained. If you had a choice for a third one, what's your preference?
That would be great, because one of the things I've prayed over the years, so Lord, I would love to see being in the football arena for so long. I mean, started when I was in high school. My first boyfriend played for Jamaica. He played club, so he was the one that actually introduced me to football. So the journey started a long time, and of course, one of my dreams, and I would always say I would love, and I used to tell the players over the years, Khadija, Denisha, and Fashan, and those girls, I would really love to retire and at least one female team go to the World Cup. So that was a dream come true for me, and I'm really thankful to the Almighty for allowing that and me being part of that. It was a rough journey. There are times, going to JFF for a stipend was called by a bank, to come and work, and I know I wouldn't be able to get the time to travel so much that to forego that, and having a conversation after qualified with a bank manager. She said at least the sacrifice is paid off, and she was very happy for me. And looking for our next World Cup, yes, it's possible, and anything with God is possible. We just have to work hard, go to the drawing board, and see, how we move forward.
You go in the manager capacity. Is that all you within your, or is it a lot of work, or would you like to just go and enjoy the tournament?
It depends. I believe in continuity, so of course we have another manager at Federation right now who managed some of the under-15 team. She was supposed to manage the under-17 coming up, where our tournament was supposed to be held in Mexico. We had Janine Mundell, who was at the JFF managing the under-20 before. She's no longer there. But I am trying to help in probably finding somebody to replace me, of course. But in the meantime, what we have, use what you have in your hand, Joshua. In the Bible, God will ask Moses or whoever, what do you have? And it's usually what you have in your hand. So, of course, we have one person, so I'm working closely with her, with Gillette, so to speak, to groom her. So, should in case I'm there still, who knows, and we qualify for another World Cup, maybe I would probably act like a supervisor, manager, whatever, and have her. I'm not sure what the future holds, but basically continuity is important right now and forward planning. So that's where I'm at.
One of the things you mentioned prior to this is being manager of the boys under 17 and I think under 20, and how you merit being on the men's side versus the women's side and the youth and the youth football. How is that? Which is it
Well,
more
as you
is it
know,
more challenging?
it's yes, as you know, it's normal for daddies to spoil their daughters and mummies to spoil the sons. So my experience, I've worked with the under-17 boys from the Caribbean level, CFU, straight to CONCACAF. We come close to qualifying for the World Cup. Unfortunately, we lost to Canada 3-2. The boys are different. The girls are more emotional. The boys, what I find with them, they, like for me as a manager being female, 3-4 of them would want to carry my bag. Miss you, okay, auntie or mommy, you know, they
Yeah.
want more love from them like that. The girls are a bit more, you know, but they once they trust you, they come to you, and of course. But when the girls, for example, don't make the team, you know, they will get emotional and so on, they forget it. But the boys, I find, like weeks after months, and they will call me and they say, Miss, what do you think I do wrong, or, you know?
Yeah.
So it's different. It's different. It's different for them. They don't get over it. And it's because of the male ego. They are different. I've managed the under-17 boys to CONCACAF, and I've also, not to competition stage though, but I've managed, our general manager managed the male team usually, and Mr. Simpson, the senior Reggae Boyz. But there are times when you have clashes, and I'm asked to manage like the Olympic under-23 men and the under-20. And I've had some camps with them where I work with them, and I work well with them, and they respect me.
And I understand that some of these male players even reach back out to you, like.
One moment for me was with Shamar Nicholson, who is our leading striker right now on the Reggae Boyz team. And I haven't seen him for a long time, but I was part of his processing when he was under-20. And so he's playing for the Reggae Boyz, and we're at the national stadium. This was late last year, and we were playing a game, and the game was finished. And he had the TV station media was about to interview him, and some persons was around him. And I came out at the top of the stand and went down near to the royal box, and he sighted me. And he tell him, wait, and he ran over to me, and he hugged me so tight, and he said, Miss Nelson, oh, you know, and he was so happy, and that was a good feeling, because I remember even at the time, his friends and family was over the left, you know, like calling out to him, and he was just there hugging me and squeezing, and, and he was saying, thanks for everything that you have done. And even the interview, he was mentioning my name, so that really was a wow moment for me. And he's had, Missy Marsh from Cavalier Club, and I remember when he played for the Olympic qualifiers, and he came back and he was giving me one of his jerseys, but it was too big, and I told him it would not good for me to take on the size, to cut it up, it wouldn't do with the jersey and the good, so he should keep it, but just the thought was really fulfilling in that sense, to say, well, he remembered me, so, and I've had plenty with the girls, but with the boys too, So who is reaching out to young persons and transforming their lives in whatever way you can.
So Miss Nelson, it looked like you take this manager thing more of a nurturing thing. Besides, you really you're built in for this.
Yes, I do. Even this morning I got I will send it to you when I'm through. I got a little WhatsApp video from somebody, and I think it will put laughs on most people's face or a smile. And I sent it to 2 groups. I sent it to the under-20 girls managers that I'm in with them, and I sent it to the Reggae Girlz too, and I put just to make it smile. And I sent it to some other friends, and everybody, send back and say, wow, we did smile. And I say, oh, it worked. It made me smile. So if I can put a smile on your face, even something like that, especially in this time, I will do.
This time is kind of challenging, and I realize you're spiritually strong, so I guess you can walk the walk.
Yes.
Yeah. So you said you prayed to go to a World Cup. You got that. You wouldn't mind going to another one. What's next for you?
God give me health and strength, I'm sure.
Yeah. So are the players still in? As you say, you sending a lot, but I guess you're still in contact with the players, right? You're still the manager, right?
Yes. I'm still keep in contact with them. Every now and then we call them up or they call me, and we have a little chit chat.
Okay.
And especially with the younger ones, the under 20s, yeah.
So well, I
keep in touch basically every week since it's COVID-19, and they were the last group I had in March in Dominican Republic in that tournament.
Okay.
So, and of course they are younger, and a lot of them even looking to transition to the senior team. So trying to help to keep them focused, especially with them staying at home and having to do their schoolwork. Yeah.
So it was nice talking to you. Stay healthy.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure here, and thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.